You've been rejecting yourself long before anyone else ever did. And the cruelest part? You convinced yourself it was protection. Listen to me carefully. Every time you dim your light to avoid being turned away, you're doing their job for them. You're becoming your own worst enemy and you don't even realize it. If this feels like I'm reading your mind, hit that subscribe button and let me know in the comments what you struggle to say no to the most. I read every single comment, and your story might be exactly what someone else needs to hear today. Here's what nobody tells you about the fear of rejection. It's not actually about them saying no. It's about you believing that their no defines your worth. Alfred Adler called this the inferiority complex, when we let external validation become our internal compass. But here's the truth that will set you free. Their rejection was never about you. It was about their capacity, their timing, their wounds, their limitations. You've been walking through life like you're auditioning for a role you already have. The role of being worthy of love, the role of deserving respect, the role of belonging in this world. But worthiness isn't earned, it's inherent. Carl Rogers understood this when he spoke about unconditional positive regard. You don't need to perform for love. You need to remember that you already are love. Every time you shrink yourself to fit into someone else's comfort zone, you're teaching them that the real you isn't acceptable. And then you wonder why authentic connections feel impossible. John Bowlby's attachment theory shows us that our early relationships shape our expectations, but they don't have to define our destiny. You can rewrite the script. The fear of rejection has been your prison guard, whispering lies. Don't be too much. Don't ask for too much. Don't expect too much. But being too much for the wrong people means you're exactly enough for the right ones. Your intensity isn't a flaw. It's your signature. Your sensitivity isn't weakness. It's your superpower. You know what's really happening when you fear rejection. You're rejecting yourself preemptively. You're saying, I'm not good enough before anyone else gets the chance. You're doing their work for them. Stop it. Stop being your own worst critic. Stop being your own biggest obstacle. Nathaniel Branden taught us that self-esteem isn't about thinking you're perfect. It's about accepting yourself as worthy of love and respect, flaws and all. Every time you choose authenticity over approval, you're choosing yourself. Every time you speak your truth knowing it might not be received well, you're choosing courage over comfort. The people who are meant for you won't make you feel like you're too much. They won't make you question your worth. They won't make you walk on eggshells around your own heart. The right people will celebrate your depth, embrace your complexity, and love you not despite your intensity, but because of it. Here's your new truth. Rejection is redirection. Every closed door is saving you from settling. Every no is protecting you from the wrong yes. Every person who walks away is making room for someone who will stay. Not because you're perfect, but because you're perfectly you. Think about it. How many times have you looked back at a rejection and realized it was actually a blessing? How many times have you been grateful that something didn't work out? That job that didn't hire you led you to a better opportunity. That person who didn't choose you made space for someone who truly sees you. That friendship that faded allowed room for deeper connections. But here's where most people get it wrong. They think the goal is to become rejection-proof. They think the solution is to build walls so high that nothing can hurt them. That's not healing. That's hiding. That's not growth. That's giving up. The goal isn't to avoid rejection. It's to stop letting rejection define you. You want to know what real confidence looks like? It's not the absence of fear. It's feeling the fear and choosing yourself anyway. It's knowing that some people won't understand you, won't choose you, won't celebrate you, and deciding that their opinion doesn't get to determine your worth. It's understanding that your value isn't up for debate, discussion, or vote. Stop apologizing for taking up space. Stop dimming your light to make others comfortable. Stop asking for permission to be who you are. You don't need their approval to approve of yourself. You don't need their love to love yourself. You don't need their acceptance to accept yourself. Every time you choose authenticity over approval, you're sending a message to the universe. I'm ready for real love, not conditional acceptance. Every time you speak your truth, Even when your voice shakes, you're calling in the people who will love that truth. Every time you show up as yourself, you're eliminating the people who weren't meant for your journey. The most radical act of self-love is showing up as yourself and letting the chips fall where they may. Some will love you, some will leave. Both are okay, both are necessary. Both are part of your journey toward the people who will choose you exactly as you are. Your fear of rejection has been a prison, but you've been holding the key the entire time. You've been the warden of your own heart, keeping yourself locked away from the very connections you crave. It's time to open the door. It's time to trust that the right people will find you when you stop hiding from them. Here's what I want you to do right now. Think of one way you've been rejecting yourself lately, one way you've been dimming your light, shrinking your dreams, or silencing your voice. Just one. Now imagine what would happen if you stopped. What would change? Who would you become? What would you create? What would you attract? Your fear of rejection has been protecting you from the wrong people while keeping you from the right ones. It's time to flip the script. It's time to choose yourself first, so others can choose you too. Not the version of you that's been edited for their comfort, but the raw, real, beautiful version that's been waiting for permission to exist. You are not too much. You are not too little. You are exactly who you need to be, and anyone who can't see that is telling you everything you need to know about their capacity to love. Thank them for their honesty, and keep moving toward the people who get it, who get you, who wouldn't change a thing. The world needs your authenticity, not your perfection. It needs your truth, not your performance. It needs your heart, not your mask. Stop robbing us of who you really are because you're afraid of who might not accept it. The people who matter will stay. The people who don't won't. And that's exactly how it should be. Let me tell you something that might hurt at first, but will heal you in the long run. You've been living your life like you're on trial, constantly presenting evidence of your worthiness to a jury that was never qualified to judge you in the first place. Every smile you forced, every opinion you swallowed, every dream you minimized, you were building a case for your acceptability instead of simply existing in your inherent worth. But here's the beautiful truth. The court is closed. The trial is over. The verdict is in, you are worthy, not because you proved it, not because you earned it, but because you exist. Your worthiness isn't conditional. It's not performance-based. It's not up for review. It just is. You've been so afraid of being too much that you've forgotten what enough feels like. You've been so worried about being rejected that you've been rejecting yourself for years. You've been so concerned with fitting in that you've forgotten you were born to stand out. Do you know what happens when you stop shrinking yourself? When you stop editing your personality for mass consumption? When you stop asking for permission to be who you are? Magic happens. The real kind. The kind where you attract people who celebrate your depth instead of fearing it. The kind where you love and are loved for who you truly are. The fear of rejection has been your invisible chains, but you've been free this whole time. You just didn't know it. You've been a prisoner of your own making, locked in a cell with the door wide open, waiting for someone to give you permission to walk out. But permission was never theirs to give. It was always yours to take. Your sensitivity isn't a weakness. It's your superpower. Your intensity isn't a flaw. It's your gift. Your depth isn't a problem. It's your strength. Stop apologizing for being who you are. The right people won't make you feel like you're too much. They won't make you question your worth. They'll see your intensity and think, finally, someone who feels as deeply as I do. They'll witness your sensitivity and think, thank God, someone who gets it. They'll experience your authenticity and think, this is what real looks like. And yes, some people will walk away. Some will call you dramatic. Some will say you're too emotional, too intense, too much. Let them. Their inability to handle your depth says nothing about your worth and everything about their capacity. Their rejection is their loss, not your failure. Stop waiting for someone else to validate your existence. You don't need their permission to be magnificent. You don't need their endorsement to be extraordinary. You don't need their approval to be amazing. You are not a rough draft waiting to be perfected. You are not a work in progress that needs fixing. You are not a problem that needs solving. You are a masterpiece that needs unveiling. Stop hiding behind the fear of rejection and start living in the truth of your worth. The fear of rejection slowly destroys your ability to love yourself because it makes you believe that external validation is more important than internal acceptance. But you have the power to break this cycle. You have the power to choose yourself. You have the power to love yourself unconditionally. Your time is now, your moment is here. Stop waiting for permission and start living your truth.